Tonight, we are celebrating the generosity and vision of several members of the community. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Steve Schwartz, who is an attorney by profession and who will speak to us tonight in his role as both attorney for Sidney Levine and personal representative of his estate. Both as Mr. Levine's attorney and friend, Steve worked together with him to determine an appropriate recipient that, in using his gift, would have the capacity to make a meaningful impact for the community. We were profoundly grateful to learn that the JCA was the recipient selected.
Sid Levine was a haberdasher working as a young man in Gordon's on Monument Square, then with his father in a shop on Munjoy Hill known as Two Little Tailors. In later years, he worked the parking lot on Free Street owned by Jimmy Brennan, the brother of the governor. He was always cheerful. With a story or two, he was a mensch. Though a man of simple tastes, Sid had a large heart and he cared about the community. So it was about 6 years ago that he set out to leave a legacy. He took care of his sister Bettina, who had come to the Osher Inn in Portland from Boston to nag him for his last years, out of love, of course, as would any big sister. But then his legacy was one of tzedakah. His charity is given in memory of his parents, Bertha and Morris Archie Levine. There is a room at Cedars named for them now. The General Orphans Home in Israel, Simon Wiesenthal Center, Sherry Tefillah Synagogue, and others have benefited from his largesse as well. But he wanted to leave a gift that would make an impact and help the largest number of people in a Jewish setting. And about 6 years ago, I sat down to lunch with Emily Chaliff, Judy Bertram, and then President Sam Novick, whose name is synonymous with charitable activities in our community. And we charted a course at Sid's direction that will hopefully serve this community in perpetuity. A place for our young people to come home. I got to know Sid well when I attended daily services at Sherry Tefillah after my father died. He attended almost daily and every Shabbat. His favorite prayer was the Ashrei. Happy are they who dwell in your house. And so it is that his legacy is essentially a home for the Jewish community. On the very day before he died, Sid was in his own apartment watching the Patriots beat the Broncos in a playoff game on his small square TV with rabbit ears that I couldn't get him to change into something better. He was with Rabbi Hirschfeld. His kidneys were failing, and he knew the end was near. He said, "Rabbi, it's time to punt the ball to someone else." That someone else was ultimately the JCA. Ellie Miller, Presidents Sam and Judy, Ben Marcus, Steve Bryn, and the other officers and board of the JCA. I have had the pleasure of attending a couple meetings of this board on which I used to be a member. They are diligent, smart, fast-acting. To paraphrase John Kennedy remarking at dinner with Nobel laureates, it is the most extraordinary collection of talent and knowledge that has ever gathered since Thomas Jefferson dined alone. These are really smart, dedicated, wonderful people. On behalf of Mr. Levine's estate, thank you to the JCA for being true to Sid's legacy.